don't nobody want to hear that shit, but we're just doing a little platform right here. This is great.
This is what we're pretty much going to do anyway. You know what I mean? But now,
Mm-hmm.
now we're in this space, and it's also one of those like. Sometimes I will be like, oh, I have a plan for like a stream, and I'll go and I'll be like, make everybody aware that I have a plan for a stream. And then there's other times where it's like, I just want to sit and chill, and we can have this same conversation, and nobody could be here right now, for example. But now this like pontification, it exists in the ether. You know,
Uh-huh.
we gave voice to our thoughts, not just between ourselves in our own little vacuum, but it's now here to be dissected by anybody that wants to. But yeah, there's fewer people that are going to come into this space right now that are coming in specifically to just be like asinine.
Yeah, I watch the viewer count tick up a little bit, and then I watch it tick back down a little bit. And I'm just like, that tracks.
Yeah, the regs pop in. They're just like, as he's live, let me jump in to say hello, and then the rest of it is because I look at my numbers. It's genuinely what happened. Because sometimes I think to myself like, oh, nobody was like there for the whole time. Not and I like, oh, I feel bad nobody came on my stream. Like I'll be actively streaming. Like right now, I feel like I'm talking to you, nobody else. Like that's how I feel
Mm-hmm.
about this current dialogue. And then when the stream ends and you look at the numbers, you see the number of unique interactions with your stream, and it correlates with like the average viewership never going above a certain point, which indicates like X percentage of people who have made their way to your stream who have maybe never been there before. Is, you know, it's not somebody you know, it's like a random person. I'm gonna click on this thing, I'm gonna see what it is, and then they leave again. It leaves that effect of being like nobody's been there, and then you look at the numbers and I'm just like, okay, so during the entirety of that discourse, 50 like 40 to 60 people have popped in, heard X amount of conversation, and then left again with like just that excerpt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's always kind of just a strange feeling to me, because then I'm sitting there and I'm just like, at the time it feels like you're not in anybody else's world, but a number of people will come through, clock in, and then clock out again.
Yeah, that is usually how it goes.
I'm always interested to know what those people are looking for. Like, how do they get onto this page? You know, because it can be broken down from like external links, notifications, like who's got your shit turned on, or who's never been there before. So, and the thing that always surprises me the most is that on any given stream, there's usually a chance that like literally one or two people come through to the stream from like the most like untainted organic means necessary, like looking you up or being on Twitch, seeing your page somewhere like in its category, and then clicking through from there. Those are the people I
Yeah.
find the most perplexing, because it's like they went out of their way, whether they knew it or not, to end up being in this space, and I'm just interested to know what they were looking for.
Yeah. Well, also, like, just chatting is such a broad category, right? So, like, people are like, oh, I wonder what's going on over here. And then it's
Sure.
just us having a chat about the most big brain stuff.
Well, if you jumped in when it first went live, it was us going, this is R-rated, kids can go fuck themselves. And then, like, 10 minutes later, it was just, like, dissecting, like,
Yeah.
theistic beliefs and stuff.
Getting very philosophical. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's great.
And the
That's both
last time
sides
it
of my
was,
coin right there.
last time I was in this category, I was just behaving like a crackhead looking at watches.
Oh, yeah, I was there for that. We were looking at watches.
That short, I have a short on YouTube because of that stream.
Yeah, I was turning you on to Seikos.
There's a short that exists on my YouTube channel now that is literally just a small clip with an image of some watches on a table, some like crazy azzy music happening in the background, and then the first audio you hear is like a big rip of the vape, just like introducing the new Amiga Assmaster.
century, rounded edges, self-lubricating. Oh goodness. Yeah. No, that's hilarious. Yeah. It's great.
That stream was wild.
As it should be.
As it should be.
Yo, it's so hypnotic to watch pipes. I forgot. Like, this is so 90s right now. I forgot how good this was.
Yeah, it's a great vibe. I loved doing this as a kid. Screensavers were literally the fucking all the rage. And now
I think I mentioned I used to have a Doom screensaver that was like just literally like Doom, like bad guy body part chunks falling from the top of the screen and piling up on the bottom.
that's hilarious. I keep
Yeah,
opening
that
it
was
up for
so cool.
GX reflexively. I need to get rid of that unpinned bitch.
I love it. You're just making the switch right now in real time.
There we go. It's gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve. I love it so much more. The real test is going to be like, you know, how long does it take Windows to have an aneurysm? And what does that look like when it happens, and when does it happen? Because I'm convinced it was Chrome. It was Google's Chrome looking on my plugins and knowing that I have ad blockers, and then when I'm on Google's YouTube, that's when my computer crashes. Like, oh, you're enjoying a video without ads? How dare you?
Yeah, right. Yeah, YouTube are really like infringing on that shit. Like it has entered the realm of like personal security infringement, like privacy.
At some
and
point,
shit.
yeah, I feel like Google is going to get massively sued in a much harsher way than Facebook did.
Yeah, it's bad, and it's the kind of like law that is being broken that's really important, but also overlooked by so many people. So many people right now are having their privacy breached and have zero understanding of A, the fact that it's happening, and two, how inappropriate that is.
I love that. I love that you went from A to 2. And then finally,
Purple.
you got to set up all
This
the
is a problem.
structures. It was one of my favorite things to do about like 20 years ago. I would do that.
Yeah. That's a personal favorite meme.
That's the best. Yeah, no, Google is like such cancer right now. It's like I was saying earlier, like Google literally puts the ads in AIDS.
Fucking right. It's rough. It's so rough. It's literally like, think about it, like how much of any person's given like day, week, month, year nowadays is taken up by ads. How much time do we spend staring at a fucking advert in 2026?
I want to scare you even further. Think about this, right? Think about your average person with a phone, right? For example, you know, when I was doing vocal instruction for, you know, my previous employer, before I was doing it for myself, my whole workday was like put on Google Calendar. And that's when I sort of got into the habit of, okay, I need to be on Google Calendar, so I guess I'll put all my doctor's appointments and then I can remember those. So those don't conflict with my work days. And then it became like other things. When I'm out and about and I'm trying to find a place, right, I'll pull up Google Maps. You know what I mean? Like, I keep location turned off so that they're not like looking at me and stuff, but at the same time, like, Google, and then like my emails go through Google, so Google knows like what I need to do, where I'm going, you know, who's communicating with me, what's being communicated. Like Google knows everything, and then if you're using Chrome, they know everything you're doing.
Yeah, they know every facet of like what you do in your day to day, and then how you spend all your time alone.
And then they take that data and they use it to train one of the worst AIs in existence, Gemini, that nobody asked for and they keep trying to
Gemini's
push on everybody.
Gemini, yeah, it's so. Oh my god, it's been rammed down our
I
throat over the last few
I
months
hate
alone.
I hate like because I go out of my way to never use my smartphone. The only thing I really do with it is I make phone calls. I'll message people over Discord when I'm away. I'll get the emails notifications, but I don't respond until I get home. And then I use it for music on my Bluetooth speaker, and then I use it for like my smart lights. And there's nothing I hate more than when I'm just trying to turn the lights off in my room and be like, all lights off, and then it's telling me, try Gemini. And it's like, no. I keep saying no. And there's no way to stop it. No matter how many times you say no.
Yeah, no doesn't mean no, and it's at the top of everything right now. So even if you don't interact with it in your own immediate space, like as soon as you venture outwards, as in like online, on browser, or whatever it is, like what up until today, that is part of the problem. Like if you're going to use Google as a search browser, then regardless of whether you're interacting with Gemini on your phone or on your desktop, you are now that's now at the top of the page. It's the first thing that gives you a response.
Yeah. I wanna find something real funny and I wanna share it with you. I saw it when I was transferring all my tabs over. But it just reminds me, because that girl I online dated, whatever you want to call that, she was a big fan of using Google Gemini for like everything, right? This is the same chick who, like, I kept telling her, like, after 6, 7, 8, 9 months of dating her, I'm just like, so what are your plans for getting a job, getting employment, getting money, etc.? And she's like, I told you I'm doing graphic design stuff. And I'm like, so when are you gonna do it? Well, I gotta set up my website. So when are you gonna do it? Like, you can't even finish the graphic design for your own website. This is her website. Like,
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm just gonna message you this and let you know that this is my confirmation that I'm an excellent judge of character. Services terminated.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
No follow through.
no follow through at all.
Complete inability to self govern.
She can't get off the drugs. She was trying to get off the drugs. She got on Suboxone. She gets it from a doctor, and then she sells it to make money because she doesn't work. And then she needs the Suboxone, so she has to scrounge up money to buy more off the street. This is clear indications of like addict mentality and a person who cannot make sound economic decisions and act responsibly as an adult of their own accord. This is a person who perpetually needs to be managed and instructed on how to be a human being. And I just didn't have time for that. And here it is in real time, playing out. You feel me? It's so great. I mean, it sucks. I hate that for her, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like, that ain't my problem.
It's of their own doing. It's easy to hear and lock onto very specific details and instantly begin making excuses for an individual, but when you come from a place of understanding and based just off of what I know of this individual, that is very much one of those cases where that person has to be able to help themselves, and so far they've shown absolutely zero ability to do so, as well as any real desire to make an effort.
You see, I made excuses for her for 9 months, okay? The child could have been born by then, you feel me? And but I was also in a unique place in my life where I was learning the patterns of narcissism and the abuse that I was grown up into and that was normalized for me, and realizing the patterns that I had been trapped in and stuck in, and that what I was actively facilitating the continuation of, because I